I thought I'd do this quick live stream about my family status as it has been as of lately, recently. As you know, over the years, my mother and I, and pets, my mom and I have a close relationship, although sometimes my mom forgot. And all bad and all purposefully, not purposeful, and all wrong, blamed me and our pet's fur babies. And it was always someone else that did instead. Security's cameras on, images live, real time, and recorded. Outside my front doors, and all elsewheres showed, wasn't me and Pets, it was someone else. And it wasn't my mom's self that did it. There's also social media and virtuals, and there's false allegations and false complaints about us. Indian Corporation and all elsewhere, include 2100 Sherry Road and all elsewhere, Bow Beaches Boulevard and all elsewhere, Fieldgate Drive, Maple Branch Path, Vaughan, Woodbridge, Faulkner Crescent. It's all out there, elsewheres too. Um, my mom was not at all well, I suppose. Although my complaint is it's a geriatric ward, allegedly. And I'm sure some of the people there I recognized off of social media and virtuals, where we were earlier. And staff there should not, cannot, could not, may not, must not, need not internet trolled us. With and or without police, with and or without lawyers, with and or without courts, staff, such as current juries, justice of the peace. Without anybody. They shouldn't have done it. Although there is some evidence out there that should can, could, may, must, and need be used to showed and told. We did not do that. And as I showed and told other people when I'm online, always have a documented copy of, not ever hearsay, because it can be misconstrued as slander and defamation, right? Slanderous defamation. I have the document in front of me, right here. My mom diagnosis, and as you know, other people did many times ago and falsely accused us and were physically violent, abusive. And my mom has been going to the Mississauga Retina Institute. And since she was there recently and earlier, alleged lens crafters, Dr. Zaid Shansir, whatever his name was, Mom has been complaining very much about the right side of her face hurting her. She doesn't feel well. So in addition to that, and I sometimes believe, as do other people, my mom could not hear very well, perfectly. So I was allowed to attend, as my mom next of kin, most all appointments those. And so I attended that, and there's no way at all that they should, can, could, may, must, and need, should have told myself and or my dead father and our pets were are be dead too. So I know this affects real estate and everything that we've done over the years. Although I'm just going public once more with my mom's permission because I was there and she knows I'm a vlogger. At least she used to know. But the more, as less I'm going to be vlogging in public because I don't want it to affect her mental health. My mom has bouts of memory confusion, fogginess, and doesn't always remember that I wasn't the original blogger that put her out there. She put herself out there, other where, other when, other how, other who, other what, such as 1389 Cawthra Road, memberships, etc., and Square One Older Adult Center and Active Adult Center, Mississauga. So my mom agreed to be got published, such as Facebook, Snapped, AACMS, MIS, Instagram, YouTube, etc. And even when other people were filming, videotaping, photographing us outside of our home, such as public places, and maybe taking screenshots when vlogging and blogging, blogged earlier, vlogging, community posts, etc. And some other people did not understand community posts, and I knew they were on my social media, our social media, for virtuals and vlogging, especially, and that they were following me and they were up to mischief, wrongdoings, and so I kept trying to out them. And there was security's cameras on, images live, real time, and recorded. Those other people were doing all bad, all purposefully, all purposeful, all wrong. And we vlogged. We recorded lots of it, videotaped, filmed lots of it, photographed lots. Although any of them ever were to add on and out from by my front door, our doors and windows, those, all purposefully, all bad, all purposeful, all wrong. And they should never have did that. There was no just cause for police or security, and there was no warrants, and even if there were, those other people should have been arrested and jailed without paroles and or probations, knew, slandered us, defamation us, trespassed, did they hurt us, assaulted us, and when they stole, etc. And it wasn't all allegations, and they should not, cannot, could not, may not, need, must not, need not put anything to add on in, out, from, by my front door, our doors and windows. Seriously. It's all documented by and from other people. So my mom's mentality over the years wasn't me. I'm not abusive, although some other people have. And I put it on my social media mostly, um, photos of them about to and on, in, out, from, by, and about my parents, Bellis's, my parents' parents, my parents' parents' parents, all pets, all fur babies, Bellis's, and myself, Avril Bellis. And police were phone called lots, tried to sue them on several occasions, slandered, defamationed, internet trolled, and all other about to and about us, and all how, not where, and not when. Such as Janice Payton. Her name was used several times as one of the abusers, elder abusers, and falsely accused, false allegations about my parents, my parents, all pets, fur babies, and myself. And I showed and told all that on social media. So the most recent incidents, as I mentioned earlier, I do have the document here. And I mentioned my mental health earlier, and like I said, I had a nasty accident, an awful accident, 2006, and I was cooking, and I heard a noise, not a sound, and I kept cutting, which is something you never do, and for some reason or other, everything moved to my left wrist, and I did not notice it at the time, and it was too late. I'd already done it, and I already did it, and I screaming and yelling collapsed, and I was crying all over the place. The blood was gushing out of me. It was really gross, and I almost died completely. Never back. Although I was like, nah, not gonna do it. I want to live longer. I have my family. I'm a pet's parent, fur baby's parent, and I wanted to just come back. And I guess I suppose I'm one of the lucky ones that recovered most of it. I got most of the use of my left hand and left wrist and left arm back to normal, returned to normal. Although I'm different, and most anybody knows I'm different. I'll never be the same that I was before and during that happened to me. And that took a lot of toll on my mom. And she didn't fully understand because people kept harassing and bullying and internet trolling, stalking us. It was awful. They'd come and alleged knew us when and where and who they were, and that they knew us more than anybody, and it was their right to show and tell that. And I was like, no, you have not any show and tell and or say in our healthcare whatsoever. So I went to this meeting with my mom, and she did a memory test, and she said CAT scans and everything before, MRIs, whatever. And I was not always with my mom. My mom was like my cat, although not the same. Pets for babies. My mom was with other people, others, and is too different, and different in a very different way. And uh, she's had trouble remembering, difficulties doing this and that, and she complains a lot about headaches. And as I wanted to get my mom better, so I'm like, Mom, tell your doctors, because I've already mentioned it, tell them. So she told her symptoms, behaviors to her doctors, her healthcare professionals, healthcare teams, and so they sent her to the hospital for a memory test, etc. And they diagnosed her. I was there, and they diagnosed major neurologic disorder, Alzheimer's, subtype, contributors, traumatic brain injury, alcohol. So I'm like, brain injury, I want that investigated all the more. So when we went to doctors most recent, she had to get antibiotics and I got antibiotics. So we're both not quite there yet. And I'm taking care of my mom. I'm trying to get back on her meds correctly and help her do what's on this sheet of paper of recommendations, such as diet, uh, high in fruits, vegetables, legumes, and cereals with moderate consumption of oily fish and dairy, plus low in meat, sugar, and fat, saturated fat. Daily physical activity can include all types of physical activity, such as walking. Optimized management of cardiovascular risk factors, hypertension, high blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes, quit smoking, diabetes. She has a sweet tooth. That's kind of difficult. Others too have witnessed all that. Limit alcohol intake, avoid alcohol consumption if possible. Avoid alcohol consumption if possible. I don't have my reading glasses on. Staff there showed and told my mom that, so see how long that lasts. Maintain your hearing. Use hearing aids if you need them. Hearing loss is a risk factor for dementia. Social engagement. Maintain a social network and stay connected. Cognitive stimulation. Engaged in mental leisure activities that provides a sense of joy and mastery. It is also important to try and learn new things. Social network and stay connected. That happened on December 17th. I was like, I do this. Sufficient sleep. Aim to sleep 7 to 8 hours each night. Treat sleep apnea, CPAP. Depression, anxiety management. Finding purpose in life is associated with better brain health and reduced dementia risk. Mindfulness and gratitude practices may be helpful. Avoid all types of head injury. Avoid activities where you might put your brain at risk of harm. Referrals, Alzheimer's Society, medication changes, follow up later. That's where I don't read very good out loud, but then that's since that happened. I've got less better at reading. I can read. It's just saying it verbally. Sometimes I get tongue-tied. That, and I'm doing it in front of hundreds, if not hundreds, thousands of other people. So that's kind of nerve-wracking. So like I said yesterday, I took my mom out for a little walk around the block. supervised. And my mom has ate some fruit raw recently. Ate some, not the best of foods, but when she does, she likes her. She's gonna eat really good this uh, Christmas, myself and the help of others. So, and I watch other people that have alleged symptoms, mental health, such as living well with schizophrenia and other symptoms. And I've heard about other people I've had some elderly friends that had Alzheimer's, dementia, and I was showed and told that they died, and it's just, my mom has been struggling with mental health, whether she admitted it or not, since my dad died in 1984, since he went away. And possibly before, although I was a lot younger then, and and I mean, mourning takes its toll, right? So, Mourning, and she never fully recovered, and I never fully recovered. I mean, since then, other people have died too, and and my cat was sick, and it's just taken a toll, and this is all. So, my mom has had a nurse come in, PSW, personal care worker, personal service worker, nurse kind of person come in. And other people, I don't care who they are and who they believed they should, can, could, came, should, could, can, could, should, can, could, may, must, need, come, came, about to and about my mom. They should never have did that. My mom didn't know what it is all about. She did not understand social media virtuals. She had not any clue how often other people online were about to and about us, my immediate family, as I mentioned before. And all times she was shown and told, she got very confused and upset. Especially when some other people that we did not want to know, she did not want to know. She loved my father. She did not want to know them. And they kept pushing themselves, wanting to know us, wanted us showed and told and heard feelings about what's out there, instead of admitting their guilt, so putting her out there on virtual and social media themselves, and all where and all when and all what and all how and all why. Social media and virtuals, instead of mind their own business and keeping away from us. So I'm hopeful that my mom gets medicated so she can enjoy the latter of her life and get all the best qualities of life and enjoy what she wants to do and where and when. And we get to have housing, a home that my father always wanted us to all have together financially. And all those other people, harassments, bullies, discriminations, prejudices, prejudges, racisms, bigotries, bigots, haters, stalkers, internet trolling, and online. They all did that and tried to follow that up with contacting us at home and anywhere else, such as those 3 centers. That was all, whether it was truthful and or not, still is all that, and all the other stuff, slanderous, defamations, lies. There's so much evidence out there, including virtuals and social medias and all media and all securities cameras on images live, real time, and recorded. I mean, my mom isn't that far gone. I mean, she continues to be an independent person, although there's securities cameras on. And every time a security guard witnessed anyone else about to and about us, visuals, all those images live and live, real time, and recorded, they should have come and helped us, and they should have gone to police and not come to us unless they were injury. Then that would have been an ambulance, the paramedics, ambulances. They should have followed all those people to where they went since later and had them arrested and persecuted and jailed if all goes well. If all happens good. Awesome. I mean, my mom alleged youngest brother came for a visit that wasn't invited, and forced my mom to go on a vacation with him to, like usual, not like as usual he did before. And my mom went away, as I've mentioned, health problems, not well, and disappeared. And I didn't know where she was, not very. And so I sent for police. Police had it as a missing person and investigated. And then they followed up on it. And then they came when she came home, and she was not well. She was really sick. And of course, I reached out because I was familiar with the places he said he was taking her. And I reached out myself, and I was like, she has to come home. She has to come home. He's not good for her. He's not a good influence. He can get violent. He's done that, and he's even tried to lie. I wasn't in Canada when he did it. It was awful. He lies about they're Thompsons. They do it all the time. They've always done it. That's what his name is, allegedly. That's what they showed it to themselves. And she's the one that didn't want to do that. She was a happily married woman, wife, mother, a daughter-in-law, a daughter, and he's blamed us for all sorts over the years, and it was himself and all who, what, where, when, why, and how he contacted one and more other person and blamed us at all times, be it phone calls and anything else. Then he reached out since later by mail and more phone calls, and always social media. He's been on social media. More than one Thompson's been on social media. And how many other Bellises did he reach out to? Those other people, Thompsons. Anytime someone hears from them, and those other people I mentioned, they should have gone directly to the police. Unfortunately, maybe they would have had to relocate themselves and or change their personal information, contact information that is, phone numbers, addresses, emails, whatever, social media, reset their privacy settings. Most all other people that were showed and told to leave us alone and never come back, with and or without more social media and or virtual, those that are well, mentally, emotionally, sane and competent, did. Whereas all the other ones did not. It's really scary. And they blamed me most of all, me and pets for babies. And now this, all this, my mom's news diagnosed us. and the contributors. Like I mentioned, Mississauga Retina Institute and all those other people. And my mom was the falls risk and fell historically. And all those younger people that complained about us, my immediate family, their parents, not well themselves. And obviously had memory problems too. And and some people got violent because we were home lots, and it was none of their business why we were home lots. So the more they did, and the louder they were, the more public we became, to showed and told them to go away and leave us alone. We were legally, lawfully, and we were entitled to be home as often as we wanted to be. We did not disturb anybody else. We never have, we never will. I was home lots, and I know when I was home lots, nothing like that. And I trust, and my mom used to phone me at least, she was allowed to phone me at least once or twice a day, not as much, any times oftener, unless it was an emergency. And I do know cell phones, handheld devices, mobile phones can have malfunctions, technical difficulties, and that the redial buttons can sometimes not work, not function properly, and they can jam, and the caller can keep calling and calling, even though we're not holding or whatever, and it's just constantly redialing. I did that once. My phone, I don't have that phone anymore. Um, it just kept redialing and redialing and redialing, and I was like, what is going on? And when there's an emergency, other times, sometimes, the police, the 911 calls, it just would not go through properly. Those were not crank calls. Those were not harassing phone calls. That was nothing wrong. It was just the technology was not functioning properly. Where sometimes other people did crank call. They did do that harassment. And they would phone when not wanted to phone. And all who, what, where, when, why, and how gave stalkers, those other people's stalkers, our personal contact information, you know? I don't always understand technology, social media and everything, although I've gotten better at it. And I do try to keep all personal information, all personal contact information off the internet, off Wi-Fi's, off social media, off virtuals, off private. There's most definitely 6 other people I never want to hear from. And then there's that Margaret Sabo. Oh my God. Internet, Wi-Fi, emails, social media, virtual, social media. I tried to show and told my mom it's not good. She's not a friend. not an acquaintance. She and her husband, they were nothing to us, and that was Madden's. Nothing except internet trolling, predatory, resentful, racisms, bigotries, discriminations, prejudices, prejudges, internet trolling, stalkers. And they not only did it online, residentially, and anywhere I worked, we did socials, hobbies, etc. And I never thought I'd believe that security's cameras on images, live, real time, and recorded, and all that stuff I mentioned public, whatever, when, where all those other people showed and told all that, that's evidence, that's proof, that's um, enough evidence to prove that we're not guilty. We're not guilty. And hopefully the media, all social media, all virtual, everyone should, can, could, must, need, show and told, and show and tell, all that. All those. Forever happened, always, forever always happened. Happened, happened everywhere. Before now. Happened. Happened. No, there's nothing wrong with me. And you all know that when I do not show and tell myself on social media, such as more live streams later on this year, late next year, why we are not so public on social media, virtually social media, live streams, vlogs, videos, community posts, etc. I just want to say once more, thank you, everyone. I had an awesome birthday this year. Thank you very much, all you online. Thank you very much. I didn't give all the Christmas gifts I was going to give because we were always at the centers. So I wanted to keep something private, and I don't know that I'm going to see them before Christmas. I wasn't sure. When I see them later, do I ever see them outside of the center? We have a little social. I have something, just a little something for 2 or 3 other people. A few. Yeah, so that's that. Like and or subscribe. Have a nice day. Good night. Be kind to everyone everywhere. I'll see you maybe tomorrow. Most definitely see you Christmas Day. I'll be back. You'll see me. You'll see and hear me. I might put my cat in a little outfit. My pussy cat. Most definitely see what my dinner Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Okay, goodbye.